G'day! My name's Nathan Lindsell, and welcome to episode number 50 of The Fine Art of Distraction. So, today's episode is an extremely special episode for me today because it's my 50th episode! Yee-hoo! Never in a million years did I ever think that I'd ever get past 10 videos. Now I'm actually up to 50. Wow! Now, this is actually the second time I'm actually filming this intro because I actually already done the paw, and silly me, when I was trying to get a good photo of it, I accidentally put some paper through one of the edges of it. So I thought, I'm going to have to redo it because it just didn't sit right with me. So here we are again. We're doing it again. So I've got to do the whole intro and everything again. But that's okay. So being my 50th episode, I've decided to make this episode an extremely special episode. Not because it's my 50th. Well, actually, that's part of the reason why I've made it so special. But a couple of weeks ago, we actually had, my family, well actually, especially my sister, had an extremely special event happen. My little sister, Corinne, actually launched her very, very first book. How cool is that? So I've actually decided to dedicate this paw and this video to my little sister, Corinne, because as a big brother, I am absolutely so super proud of you. So the book that my sister wrote is actually called Learn to Fly. Basically, it's a kid's book, but aimed at a teenage to sort of adult audience. And basically, it's actually a book all about sort of how to grieve and all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to go a little bit deep right now, and I apologize if this is a little bit too deep for some people. So about 6 years ago, my brother was murdered. And we actually all grieved extremely differently. I held a lot of it in because I was trying to be the sort of the support rock for everyone. But my sister actually found that the best advice and the easiest advice that she got on how to actually grieve was actually through kids' books. And when she was sort of looking through them, she was like, there should be an adult's book that's easy enough to follow but gets the point across. So she just didn't think about it. She actually took the bull by the horns and actually did it. She wrote the book. So it's called Learn to Fly because it's basically learning how to actually grieve when you've lost someone, whether it be at the hand of someone very evil, and sort of taken a family member away from you, or whether someone's passed through just natural causes. This book will actually very, very much help anyone. So I am absolutely super, super, super proud of my little sister Corinne for turning such a negative point in our life into actually helping not only my family, but to so many families and people around the world. At the book launch, she basically almost sold out on the very, very first night of actually selling the books. And the very, very first day of it being released online, she actually sold 83 copies, like within a few hours. So how awesome is that? So actually, if you are, and please don't think that I'm using this as a platform to sort of to plug Corinne's book, but I will leave where to actually purchase these worldwide in the description box below. Please don't think that this was a ploy to get you to sort of buy one. I'm just actually super, super, super proud of Corinne. And Corinne, I love you so, so, so much. And I know that Jeff would be just as proud as I am of you. Okay, so basically what I'm actually going to be doing today, so the main character in this book is actually a Pegasus. So the Pegasus is actually a very, very special creature for our whole family. So when we did lose Jeff, my mum was really struggling a lot, and she still struggles quite a lot to this day, as we all do. And I decided to sort of take it a little bit differently. So I said to Mum, let's go outside at night and pick a star. And that star will actually represent Jeff. So we actually all downloaded a star app. So no matter what day or what time of the day or time of the night it is, we can actually type in the star coordinates and it'll show us where it is. So the star that Mum picked happened to be the brightest star in the sky that night. And when we looked it up on the star app, it's actually, there's a couple of really amazing things that happened with this. So not only did Mum pick out the star, but the star that she chose, the coordinates was actually M15. Now, my brother Jeff, his birthday is May 15th. How cool is that? And when we sort of looked into it a little bit further, we actually realised that the star that Mum picked, M15, was actually the nose of Pegasus, the constellation of Pegasus. So, as a family, anytime we see anything that's to do with Pegasus, we buy it straight away. So today, I've actually already done one. So this is actually the second time I'm trying it, as I said. I actually carved out, I actually hand drew a big Pegasus on MDF board, and then cut it out. And then I will be doing a pour over it. So the first pour that I did, unfortunately, at the end, I ruined it. So I'm redoing it. So basically, I'm going to be doing a nebula sort of galaxy pour over the body. And then for the wing, I'm actually going to be doing a chain pull. That was a lot to get through. All right, guys. So now that I've told you what this episode's all about today, and I apologise that it dragged on a bit, let's head over to the table. I'll show you what products I'm going to be using, and then let's get into it. Thanks, guys. Alrighty then, so here's all the products we're going to be using today, and as you can see, we've got some super bright colours. Now you might be wondering, why do I actually have pretty much the exact same colours in acrylic paints and also pigments? Well, I'll get to that in a second. So let's just go through what products we've got, and then I'll get to why I'm actually got the same colours there. So from Global Paints, we've actually got their full fluorescent range, which we've got fluoro yellow, fluoro orange, fluoro pink, fluoro blue, and fluoro green. And from this little piggy, we've got part of their neon range, which we've got techno, boogie, groovy, rave, and grunge. Now this one just here is not part of this little piggy's neon range. It's actually part of their interference color range, and this one is Comet. Now Comet is a lavender sort of light purple interference, and what that means, on one angle it's lavender, and on the other angle, it's cream. And I figured that that would be a really, really nice colour to do the chain pull with, to do the wing. With the actual acrylic paints, they've actually been mixed with Aussie Floetrol 2:1. So that's 2 parts Aussie Floetrol to 1 part acrylic paints. The interference, this little piggy, has been mixed using the old Shelley Art recipe, which is basically Jo Sonja Gloss Varnish and also Torben's Easy Coat in neutral, and that's 4 to 1. So 4 parts Torben's Easy Coat to 1 part Jo Sonja Gloss Varnish. With these neons down the front here, I've basically mixed about 20 mils of Aussie Floetrol to about 1.5 teaspoons of each colour. Now, the reason why I've actually only mixed up that much is because I'm actually adding it to the paints that I mixed up. The reason why I'm adding it is because the paints themselves I actually mixed up about a month ago. When I went down and met up with Darren and Kayleen, aka Wombat and Bubbles from Venom Fluid Art, and because they've actually been sitting for almost a month, the strength of the actual paint and also Floetrol had weakened a little bit. So I wanted to sort of vamp it up a little bit by adding a little bit more vibrancy. So that's why I've added basically 1.5 teaspoons of each of these colours into the paints that I mixed up. Now, neon and fluoro colours are basically the exact same thing. They both get activated from a black light, and I'll just show you this. How cool is that? Now, just to sort of prove that they are actually lighting up, here is yellow next to yellow. Here is orange next to orange. And just one more, we'll go blue. So we got blue next to blue. It almost looks like there's a light inside the fluoros, doesn't it? Pretty cool, eh? Now, with the actual base coat, this is the first time I'm actually going to be attempting this. I'm actually going to be using British Paints 4 Seasons Defense Exterior Low Sheen in black mixed with Aussie Floetrol. And I'm actually gone for a 1:1 ratio. So that's basically 50% Aussie Floetrol to 50% British Paints. And I'm hoping that that actually works as a nice base coat. If it works, I'm going to start using it quite a lot. And then we've got my blowtorch here to get rid of any air bubbles that might sort of pop up. All right, guys, now that I've showed you what products I'm going to be using, I'll clear off all of this and we'll head over to the table and yeah, we'll start going. Thanks, guys.
Okay, so I'm just doing a quick little voiceover just so I can explain what I'm doing here. So basically, I'm just doing a 10 by 10 centimeter grid on top of a 90 by 60 centimeter MDF board. The reason for the grid is so basically I can actually copy exactly what I've got on my iPad. On my iPad there, I've actually drawn a Pegasus and I've also put a grid over the top of it. Basically, the grid that's on the iPad actually represents the grid that's on the board just there. By doing this, it actually allows me to enlarge what I've got on my iPad without using a projector or anything like that. Because basically I'm only concentrating on a much smaller section of the Pegasus, it actually allows me to sketch it quite freely, as you can see here. I've actually used this process before and it actually works really well, and I've actually got quite a few other animals and creatures that I'm going to be doing in further videos. So basically what I'm just doing here, I'm actually just going over what I've drawn with a texter. So when I'm actually carving it out with a jigsaw, I can actually see what I'm doing without sort of getting lost. Here I actually noticed that I didn't actually do the wing to the exact measurements, so I basically just put a little bit extra on there and made it look a lot better. Okay, so now I'm just about to carve it out using my jigsaw. And now, last time I did this, I used my router, and I thought it might be easier using the jigsaw. Well, actually, the router was actually a lot easier, especially with all these little finicky little bits. So I think next time I'll be using the router again. Also, the router didn't hurt my back as much, and this, oh my golly gosh, did this hurt my back? Oh my gosh. All right, guys. I'll put the video back on because I'm actually just about to start to talk in the video. So thanks, guys.
Alrighty then, so we're back for our second attempt at this Pegasus paw. And fingers crossed, I don't muck it up this time. So you'll notice that I actually re-primed the Pegasus. And you might be thinking, why did I do that? Well, basically, I actually sanded back the original paw because there was sort of some like lumpy bits over it, and I wanted it to be smooth as. So basically, I sanded it all back and then put another coat of primer on it. The reason why I put the primer on it is so basically when I do the pour over the top of the wood, all of the air bubbles that are trapped inside the actual wood itself won't come through the actual pour over the top. They'll be trapped by the primer, basically. Well, fingers crossed. Alrighty, so yeah, so we're going to do the wing in Comet, because I thought that that's probably the best colour for the actual wing, hence because we're doing a nebula galaxy paw over the body of the Pegasus. And yeah, all right guys, I'll start going. Wish me luck. Thanks guys. Oh, and just so you know, the colour order where I had the actual tubs of paint, that's the colour order that I'm going to be sort of doing it in. So basically, the reason for that is I'm going off like the colour wheel rule, where basically yellow goes to orange, orange goes to red, even though I don't have red, I've got pink. Red/pink goes to blue, and then blue to green. So then if I was to repeat that process again, the next one after green would be yellow. So then we can sort of go boom, 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 boom. Alrighty, so yeah, so that's the colour order that I'm going to pour each of the tubs of paint into the little open cups. Alrighty. Alrighty, it's time to apply the colours. Wish me luck, you! of separation through them all, so I'm just gonna... Alright, so let's tilt this bad boy out. Now this is the most awkward thing I've ever had to tilt out.
Okay, so I'm just doing another quick little voiceover just so I can explain what I'm doing here. So at this point, I didn't really like what the feet were looking like, so I decided to do a dirty paw with some of the remaining colours that I had. And you'll notice that I actually started the dirty paw with a little bit of the base coat, and I'm actually putting a little bit more of the base coat in just now. The reason for that is I wanted to give the colours a little bit of definition and allowing the colours to pop, but also by putting that black in there as well, it made it almost look like it was part of the original paw. And you know what? I think it really works really, really well. What do you guys reckon? You! Okay, so I'm just doing a voiceover just so I can explain what I'm doing here, because I'm actually just about to start doing the chain pull. And how I actually do my chain pulls is basically I lay the loaded chain on the actual surface. And what I mean by loaded chain is basically I've already preloaded the chain with paint. I find you actually get a much better reaction by loading up the paint first rather than putting the paint on the actual canvas or board. So what you're wanting to do is once you've got the chain on the canvas or on the board, you want to lay it almost completely flat, and then drag it back towards you very, very, very slowly. So this is actually in real time, so you can actually see how slowly I'm actually pulling it. And see how it's like resting on it? Resting, and pulling very, very slowly. You don't want to pull it too fast because basically what's going to happen is all that excess paint will actually overflow over the top of the chain, and you won't have all those nice little streaks. Alrighty, so I'm just going to do one more in real time, and then I'll actually speed it up a little bit, just because otherwise we'll be here for hours, and we don't want to do that, do we? See, so we're resting it on the actual board and pulling it back nice and slow, allowing the chain to actually rest on the board and pull across over the top of it.
awesome! Yahoo! Ah! 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 Yes! Oh my gosh! This is perfect! I'm actually crying because this is so perfect. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Yes! Oh, I have the most insanely happy tears rolling down my face right now. Oh, yes! Yes, yes, yes! Oh my God. If there was any time to do a happy dance, now it is. I'm doing the happy dance. I'm doing the happy dance. I'm doing the happy dance. You! Oh my gosh! This is perfect! Yes! I can't even wipe my tears away because look at these hands! Yahoo! You know I've done something insanely awesome when my hands look like this. Yahoo! Corinne, I hope you like this as much as I like it because I am so super proud of you. And this is my way of showing how proud I am of you by actually making this for you. So I hope you like it. Oh, sorry guys. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And what are we gonna do before we walk away? We gotta wipe our bum because we don't want a dirty bum. But the main reason why we wipe our bottom here is basically so the paint doesn't keep pulling off the edge. Because if the paint keeps pulling off the edge, it's actually going to pull this composition away. And I don't want to lose this. Oh my golly gosh. Wow. Wow. Guys, you don't know how special this is for us. Oh my gosh. All right. All right, guys, I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you all so much for joining me on this episode. Wow. Actually, before I say goodbye, I just want to do a quick close-up of everything. So let me just grab this. And I just did that with like leftover paint from the cup. How cool is that? Alright, now I'm just gonna pop him back up in the cradle. Guys, I am so happy with how this turned out. I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you all so much. Not only was this video extremely special because it's my 50th video on YouTube, it's actually a very special video because I'm basically dedicating this to my sister, because I'm absolutely so super proud of you, Corinne. What we've gone through as a family, I don't wish it on anyone. And the fact that my sister was able to turn something so evil into something extremely helpful for so many people, it just makes me the most biggest proud big brother that has graced this earth. And I'm sure Jeff is looking down on us and giving his nod of approval to you, Corinne, because you are amazing. You are amazing, Corinne. And this is for you. Sorry guys, I didn't mean for the tears to happen. I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you all so much for joining me on this episode. Boy, this is so good. Yes. If you like what you saw here today, please hit the like button. And if you're not yet subscribed and you feel like subscribing to my channel, hit the subscribe button, then hit the little dark bell. That'll indicate when I upload new videos. And if you think any of your friends or family might like to see how I created this amazing Pegasus, please forward it on to them. I'd love for them to have a look at it as well. Alright guys, one more time, thank you so much for joining me on this episode. And this is the fine art of distraction.